What is up, everybody? This is Cody, aka DFS Prodigy, coming to you live. Talking about this upcoming NBA playoff slate for Tuesday. I'm excited. It's a play-in tournament. I love the play-in tournament idea. I know it's contrary to popular belief. A lot of people hate it, but I really don't mind it. It gives me it kind of gives NBA players another motive. And I think DFS-wise, it's kind of enticing to us because these games virtually have to matter. So typically in the playoffs, you kind of see guys kind of take it down a notch, honestly, if they're kind of out of the game, you know what I mean? But now that it's a play-in tournament, I think it's going to be way different. I think the playoffs are going to be way different, of course, and I cannot wait to watch these games tomorrow. I'm off work, so I'm excited about talking about this in the Discord with Alliance DFS. Definitely go check that out and hit me up if you want to use the discount code for 20% off. We have a sweet deal coming up that might be in effect pretty soon, so definitely be on the lookout for that. Go check out Alliance DFS. And again, hit me up with Cook Loyalty for the code for 20% off, which that code will be in the description below. And then last but not least, the affiliate of today, aka the sponsor of today, is Hedge. I love Hedge DFS. Definitely check this out. It's basically, they have sweet gear. I mean, those hats are really killer. I love Hedge. It's a roundup form, basically where you can play DFS. They round up Spirit Change, set your lineups and win big. I love it. It's so awesome to me. It's definitely way different than DraftKings and Vandal, so definitely go check them out. If you want to take a picture of my referral code, which is Prodigy, definitely screenshot that or write that down, please and thank you. And then last but not least, definitely like this video. Always subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's me a ton, as y'all know. And let's dig into this NBA play-in tournament slate. So, Charlotte, Indiana. So, the big news is going to be Brogdon, LeVert. We need to see what's going to happen. We just got news that Gordon Hayward's still going to be out, and so is Cody Martin. More so, I'm more worried about the Gordon Hayward news. That's kind of bigger than the Cody Martin news. But for me, Sabonis. If we go back and look how these two teams fared out not too long ago, which this was on April 2nd, so a little bit over a month ago, Sabonis did not have that great of a game, which that's what scares me. I think he can do well. I think he's on another level now, to say the least. Do I think this matchup is still a little bit scary to me? It is. But then again, I think Sabonis is on a whole other level. We saw Miles Turner in this matchup, but now there's no Miles Turner, so I think Sabonis has to turn it up even more. If we look at, they didn't have Brogdon, which that kind of helps us out also. I like TJ McConnell here, if we look at that. But let's go back to the DraftKings board. So if there is no Brogdon, I love Caris LeVert. I think he steps up here. I think this is a good matchup for him. Again, I do like TJ McConnell. I like him under 7K. Still no Miles Turner, so we'll see Brissett have to step up, which I like the price tag for him. He's a great value, and he's exploded these last couple slates. And the rest of the value in Martin, McDermott, Holiday, that the news is going to depend on what happens with Sumner and Aaron Holiday, because if both of those guys are out, you could possibly look at Justin Holiday, but again, be careful with him because we know how that typically goes. And then looking on the Charlotte team, this is the team I wanted to kind of take a minute and talk about. So LaMelo Ball, he's finally on the big stage. I love this stage for LaMelo Ball. I think this is great for him. I think he's way underpriced at 8-1. I think if there's no Brogdon, I love him even more. I love LaMelo Ball as a contrarian guy in this field. So for me, I'm really liking LaMelo Ball. Terry Rozier, at 7-7, I'd much rather go to LaMelo Ball. If we look at how P.J. Washington fared out against this team, if we scroll up, P.J. Washington didn't do terribly, but the rebounds for 2, that's what worried me. So if we saw this included Gordon Hayward, it did not include LaMelo Ball, because this was when they kind of flip-flopped. So, for me, the thing is, I don't really want much of Devontae Graham here. I think I just don't like the price tag at 6-1. I'd much rather go to TJ McConnell, who's guaranteed minutes. But for me, if we scroll all the way down, look at Malik Monk down here at 3-3. That's a value in itself that I really love. I think Malik Monk is going to go under-owned. I think he's a great value for this slate. So for me, I really like Malik Monk down here. If we go to the next game, here we go. I know, it's Westy. You have to lock him in and play him. Plain and simple, you have to play Russell Westbrook. I mean, if you don't play Westbrook and he gets you another 80-70 burger, you're already gone. I mean, you have to get Russell Westbrook here. I love him here. Half the field's going to go to him. It's going to be the Sabonis and the Westbrook show. But for me, I also do like Jason Tatum here. I think he's a contrarian option. I think this kid is on fire. I love him here at Jason Tatum. If we go back and look at this last game between them, this is not for too long ago. I think this is literally not like right around the corner, or February 28th. If we saw this game, Westbrook, I mean, he went off. Bradley Beal. So I'm really looking at Westy and Tatum at the top. I know that's easier said than done. Beal, he's just kind of the odd man out for me. If you look at Evan Fournier, I love him here at 6,000. I think he's a great option. I think he's finally getting his shot going. But the guy I really want to take a minute on is Rui Hachimura. I think Rui is bound to have a great game now. He's finally getting into form. I think he's finally warmed up. I think this is the spot for him to go off on. I love Rui Hachimura here as a solid value. Marcus Smart or Robert Williams, I'd rather get the Fournier over Marcus Smart. If you look at Robert Williams, the news depends on Tristan Thompson. If one of those two guys are out, you can get to either guy. But for me, I'm not really on them. And then the value. I love Bertans at 4-2. He just continues to be underpriced, in my opinion. 15, 21, 24, 25. He's going to get done. And if the shot's falling, which we know he can definitely hit a shot against the Celtics, I think the three-pointer is going to go light on fire. I love Davis Bertans here. And then Daniel Gafford or Robin Lopez, I think one of those guys is going to start. Either guy, though, is going to see decent minutes, so those two guys could be a solid value if you want to spin down at center. Because if you look at center, it's either Sabonis, Washington, or you're dropping all the way down to a guy like Gafford, possibly at 3-7. So for me, I really like that option. So that wraps up the slate for us, guys. This two-gamer for the play-in tournament tomorrow. I cannot wait to watch this. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hope everybody has a good and safe rest of the day, everybody.